Well, that was an abrupt ending. Well, hey, how you doing? This is Law Jams, Craig Kirk here. Going to touch on the site here a little bit. I want to thank you for taking the time to take a look at this site and consider getting our classes. We got a class here, but more importantly, it's Law Jams DYI Help Center. You can contact the school or Law Jams at 740 291 9170 or hit me up with an email, lawjam at gmx.com. Go over to the contact page and give me a contact and say, hey, Craig, tell me more about the class and so forth. All right, so let's begin here. Been doing this a long time. I need to kind of lay my resume out here for a little bit. Not that I'm selling myself. There's a lot of interesting stories, a lot of background, a lot of information that build or make happen the classes I'm going to be offering. You can see those on the classes here. We'll go to the class page here in a minute. With that in mind, let's move forward here. I want to make this short as possible. By and large, I am a scriptural researcher. I'm not too overly religious, so I'm rough, austere, I think, in some respects around the edges. The classes kind of represent my personality and the ups and downs I go as I made these classes, and they are the existential personhood or myself that I am. I am aggrieved by the way the government is doing people. I'm aggrieved. I am extremely vexed by the treatment of my fellow citizens, my countrymen, and my countrywomen. I'm really aggrieved by the treatment of all people in a negative or hostile or destructive or murderous manner. And that comes from my belief in Scripture and Christ and so forth. And you may not believe that. I'm not here to tell you to believe that. I'm not here to give you anything of that nature. I'm just telling you who I am and what I have to offer. I have some classes and a couple services I offer. And I appreciate the time that you took to see this video. Like I said, my name is Craig Kirk, the former owner and operator of Craig Kirk School of Common Law, which in reality still exists because this is infused in this in the background working. I am the owner of Craig's Discount Auto Repair, which made this possible because having a business, I'm a business owner, I got an LLC. I had to go and start studying law because when you have a business, the government wants to come and eat all your substance out. And I already have that happen now. Thank God I have the ability and the forte and the moxie to maneuver around that and stop problems. And that's why I built these things, this class. I've had endless encounters with government. And I'm exaggerating it, but I've had a lot of problems over the years, and rightfully so. It's my own proximate cause, I'm my own damage. But when I went back and really looked at the cases, you'll see just some of that with the classes, you'll scroll down to the page. You'll see where I had did a trial notebook video. It's being uploaded right now as I speak to YouTube, and it's 81%. So with that being said, like I said, I appreciate you attending. Now on the front page, I have like us, do Facebook. I'm not a tech guy, so I kind of crafted this site. Need some help. People help me a little bit. So share with people on Twitter, Facebook, Google, Pinterest, whatever. Probably there's a bazillion other things here. But share, please share our work. Our work is very important. We believe is very important to help. I got First Amendment Radio in here.
One cannot view the papacy when he speaks on the television.
When you're on the site, you can right-click classes, documents, or whatever, open the page up, right-click, open the tab, read the material, and then listen to...
Or when he writes an
First Amendment Radio, if you like. I have some news articles, government crime. I have some... this site's brand new. These 3 videos should be done here pretty soon. Fast motions, download this material. Dershowitz, fast motion, search and seizure, car inspection, create your own evidence, taken to court, contest traffic stop. Oh, I had a headlight out. Wait a minute, I got an inspection sheet. Trust me, the truckers do this. They have to by law, and I do this too. Judicial misconduct and the Takia inmates' rights. I got some things on here. And I got some other home rule and municipal home rule and so forth. And take a look at this material, state corruption. And I got a Dropbox down here on the bottom. If you're gonna want to service, send me your case file, PDF, scanned PDFs, searchable PDFs preferably, and typed out documents, redact personal information, Social Security, birth date, children's names, addresses, redact that. Send me your file, and I'll help you deconstruct it. We're going to talk about these things. You can click over here. It'll take you to another page. Read that. And if you would, come on over to Law Jams. Have people come to Law Jams, take a look at it. We're going to have a talk show. Let's open that up. I forgot to open this up here, so we'll open this up. Why we think we can. Okay, it's trying to load, so we'll let that load. We'll try to load. So we go to TalkShoe. We're going to have live radio here. Visit us on TalkShoe, and click the TalkShoe, let it load. I'm drawing a lot of memory and processor and bandwidth, so I'm doing some things here. TalkShoe. We got some shows coming up here. Catch us on TalkShoe if you like. Go to TalkShoe, hit up Rock on Bo. If you want to buy the classes, go over here right now and buy them. If not, just be comfortable, take your time. If you're in an emergency and you need an emergency help, I offer that. We're going to get to that here in a minute. I offer some tutoring. I offer deconstruction of the classes or a law library, and I'll show you what I mean. Let me go over here real quick here. Classes. I have a lot of classes. A lot of this isn't for sale. I'll touch on some federal tax practice class, which is a Casey book, but that's different. Appeals class, it's separate. See all this? This is basically the beginning of my trial notebook, and which I created. I made a video of 2 notebooks, one the federal and one the state case I just had a while back. So Amber's statement, right? I break it all down. I show you how to rebuttal against Amber's statement, affidavit 4, how to do these things. Stone, Ernie, this is the cop here. This guy here, he's in a world of trouble, but we'll deal with that later. My statement, public defender's office. See these? I'll just open one of these up. See what I got here. See what's going on here.
Well, it couldn't have been on the 11th because that's court date.
Okay, so you record, this is a case here. I'm not going to go into it, but this is a trial notebook ready to be put together, which I already put a lot of it together. rebuttal affidavits and so forth, and motions. There's a lot of motions in here. So I want to get out of that. I don't want nobody to really see that. Too late, you already seen it. So foreclosure, I object. I got a lot of classes and a lot of material there's classes finished and unfinished. There's a lot of class material here. So I got a lot of material here that I have for my own personal use, federal tort claims. This class here I think is not finished. Oh, it started. So some of these classes are fully completed with videos and MP3. Some are not, but there's only 2 or 3 of them I got for sale. And that's the ones that I know are going to really, that I put the time, effort, and energy in. I know they're going to work. This all here is my I object gun rights law class. I have a lot of classes, but homeschool and so forth. And so that's kind of what I did here. Back to this. So if you get in a jam, you need help right away. Dropbox it. Dropbox it ASAP. Then hit send. And go over here to the classes, and we'll look at the price on. You got 2 prices, one small one, a little bit larger. Okay, so with that being said, let's take a look here. We have 28 seconds. I'll let that go. Okay. Right now, I'm creating the very first video here. I have classes on here that come on external drive. I'll scroll down here. You can see I ship all my classes on external drive with tracking numbers. Totally legit. Craig's Discount Auto Repair. Pretty much, I built my auto repair company and I'm doing this at the same time. All my classes come on this. Important. Very important to know. External drive, I try to get the best one, a terabyte or bigger. The first class is like 47 gigs, somewhere around there. You'll see as you go to the site, take a look at it. I got PayPal on here. You can go right to PayPal. If you need help, here's right away, PayPal it. I'll help you out here. Just tell me what it is. I'll get it right away. It'll say, okay, you got 3 days before it clears. It's a service. I got a service, so I can help you. Dropbox me, remember? Go down here to Dropbox it. Scan PDFs, preferably searchable. And copies, one original or one copy of the original, and scan it. One by the mail, one here. Give me a call. I can help. I can't tell you. I can't practice law, and I can't tell you what your rights are. But I can show you I could tell you what I would do, and I can tell you how I'd do it. I would go look at everything up and say, here's what I would do, and here's why. You have to decide. That's why I put on here see, where's it at here? Fast motions. That's why I put on here fast motions, so you can figure out what motion you want pretty fast. I gave it to you for free. Fast oral written motions, motion for court reporter to make full and complete record of all hearings and the court proceedings. There's 9 pages of this. Motion. We'll say, well, how do I write the motion? Well, I have those in the class. You can go figure out how to write your own motions, but I have suggestions here that you may or may not want to use or may not even apply. Just you have to decide. But I can tell you, any given circumstances, what I would do, that's what I would do. That's what the first class we're talking about is about. Motion to best practice lineup and eyewitness interviews. Motion pursuant to Article 36, that's the Vienna stuff. Motion to restrict public gag order. Motion to prevent ex parte contact with judge or jurors. This happens all the time. This is where they conspire against you. This is my bread and butter on suits. Motion to prevent ex parte communication with the court by the prosecution except as permitted by law or court order. Motion to withdraw counsel. Motion to withdraw as counsel due to conflict of interest with the defendant and objection being forced to represent the defendant in light of such conflict. Defendant's motion to proceed pro se pro ferreta. Motion. 9 pages of this hardcore stuff. Defendant's request to standby counsel. McCaskey versus Wiggins. Let me turn up the heater here. Motion to set bond. Motion to reduce bond. Motion to modify conditions. Motion for preliminary hearing. Motion for transcription of evidence presented at preliminary hearing. Challenging to the array of jurors. Motion to quash grand jury subpoena ducus tecum. which prevent use of. So there's a lot. You can see that, right? So I don't need to go into it too far. But fast motions, download it. Read Alan Dershowitz, what he has to say about the affidavit, typed out verbatim what he said. And very important. Look what he said here. Very important about affidavits. Anything notarized or has to be notarized has to meet the elements affidavit. All right. That's I love this. I love this. I enjoy this. This is a great time. Thank the Father in heaven. Okay. That said, I'm going to tell you right now what we do, what we're educating, what we're talking about, in the videos, the material that I made. Nothing out there is like it that I know of. And if there is, I haven't seen it. Some of the class material, okay, some of the class material has changed over a course of time inside the classes. Some of it's missing, some of it's not. I took it out for reasons that I won't state here, but some of it's missing, it's not, but it's potentially in the video. All right, so we got classes. These are videos. These videos are going to be done here in a little bit. So I object law class. I got PayPal. Read the little heading on it. You'll be able to click this. This video right now we're doing will be right here and on down all the way. I have a civil rights law class. This here, I want my students and my friends and students to know how to do this. I am vexed by the abuse that's going on. I am so saddened. But I know I have great friends and great people and great students, and they can solve these problems and make changes. This is what we're doing, make change and make a change. 3 classes discounted. I put all 3 classes together for a cheap price. God, this is cheap. You know, this class right here is 3 weeks. 2 weeks and 5 days, 7 hours and 47 seconds, 29 chapters. This class right here is 2 weeks, 5 days. You say, I don't have enough time for that. That's 3 full weeks. Well, I can help you with that. We're going to touch on that. Civil rights class, this is 2 weeks. This is 33 chapters. This is about 8 hours a day for 5-6 days. Probably 5 or 5.5, 6 days. I forget the time. I'll have that up here later on. I'll have the total hours. I misplaced the hours. I got to go back and count all the hours, but it's like 5 days, 6 hours, something like that. And there's a lot of information on here, all MP3 videos and MP4 and MP3 and Open Office and PDF. So that's what I use in the material. Now, one day that might change this to pure PDF. From this point forward, all my classes, all my materials, PDFs. Searchable, typable PDFs. 3 classes combined. Trial notebook. I just got done doing that. That's going to be uploading right. Process is done, so we're going to publish that. And it's published. So I'll put that on the site. I'll have that done. No big deal. Price discounted tutoring. If you need tutoring, a couple hours, $100. PayPal it. And I'll throw some information your way. And like I said, all the classes come on this. If you get all 3 classes, it comes on this. The first class, second class, or all 3 classes combined, whatever. And I'll throw some extra goodies on there too. Haven't decided what, but it's going to be useful material. All right, so there's something else too I forgot to share with you. The jury trial, the I object jury trial, is free. It's 4 days. I give you 4 days. It comes with this class here, and if you get all 3 combined, all 3 come together. So all 3 together is a lot cheaper than the first, just buying it separately. So, but you may only want to do just one. But I want my students to get to this point here and get educated and hear and consider the concepts, ideas, and theories and philosophies, and then be able to roll over here. And that second video, we're going to be talking about that. And when you see this second video, you're going to be like, wow. That's what my response is. Everybody that's gotten a class material says it's wow. Now, whether it's wow, it's too long, or it's wow, look at the information here. It's usable, substantive, real. I put my own twist on it, and because I lived the experience it. So that class is my life. These classes are my life, what I experienced. And a lot more too. All right. Contact me. Law Jams, contact me. Just send me an email address, phone number, put whatever you want. Just address, phone number, subject, message, name. Here's where I'm at over in Warsaw, Ohio, so no big deal. With that being said, got a Facebook page too. Somebody texted me wanting me to come over. I'm not going over there. So Law Jams on Facebook, facebook.com/lawjams/settings, whatever that is. That's a settings page. Let's see, how do you get to Law Jams? Just go to facebook.com/lawjams or lawjams https. So really it's www.facebook.com/lawjams/. All right, catch us here. I just started putting information on here. Institution for Justice. We're going to be talking about this case here. This civil rights case. Let me back this up here. This here would be wonderful, I'm going to tell you, for this situation right here. Wonderful. I mean, it would be a wonderful event. And there's a few of them in here, too. If they just had this class, they could stop that town taking all their property. All right, let's move forward here. That's pretty much done. All right, real quick here, I'm going to show you something that's very interesting. See the Bill of Rights? You probably read the Bill of Rights, heard about them maybe, whatever. I don't know what you've heard or seen. But take a look at this. I want to show you a comparison. And my classes are very deep. I believe in my mind they're very deep. Article, the first enumeration. You know, Congress shall make no law respecting so forth, the Fifth Amendment, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th Amendment. Okay. The Bill of Rights. Take a look at this. Under Sharia law, there is no freedom of religion. There is no freedom of speech. There is no freedom of thought. There is no freedom of press. There is no equality of peoples. There are no equal rights for women. What's the opposite of this? When these guys wrote this, did they know the Ottoman Empire and the wars with England and the Ottoman Empire going on at the same time? See, we were taught that, it's the King of England and it's the Vatican and the Inquisitions and all the Spanish Inquisitions and all that stuff. But did they know the Ottoman Empire? Did they know the wars? Did they know the Ottoman Empire almost put to bed Europe? Did they know the Lepanto and the Gates of Vienna and the others? Did they know there's two capitals in Rome, one Islamic, one Roman? Did they know the Islam put the Holy Roman Empire finally to bed, or put it to sleep? The six beasts, did they know that? These guys knew more about the history and law than what a lot of our people are teaching right now. What we're teaching right now that's Constitution Society. My fault. I should have showed it to you. Check them out. What the law schools are teaching right now, they've completely divorced themselves from God. In my opinion, from what I see, our founding fathers knew more about international law and vital, and knew what was going on in the history of the Holy Roman Empire in the East than they wanted to tell us. They don't want to teach us that. I had to pro-say this thing together, figure all this out. And there's a lot more evidence too. I mean, especially when we heard about the gold, 1933 Federal Reserve Act, 1913 HJR 192. We heard about all these things, freedom movement, freedom truce, ideas and thoughts, and what happened to our country and all the problems we had. But did you know what's missing out of all the freedom movement and freedom historically? Clear back to the 38s, 1938, when they started getting their first federal lawsuits about Social Security number and all those things. Clear back then, you know what was missing in America's psyche, in America's mind and taught. You know what was missing? The encroachment of Islamic Sharia law in America. I've been able to put it together. Wahhabism was let out of the bag in 1890s. Two Jews actually, they look like Jews, actually started Wahhabism, but that's my own personal thing. And I'm not picking on Jews because I have family members that may or may not be Jewish way down the line in 12 tribes, and I'm a practicing Hebrew anyways. I do the Passover and Christ and all the things, and from Genesis to Revelations, I'm all encompassing in scriptures. I don't have one set and reject another, and that's all everything. So with that, they knew that Islam was coming in. They had an oil interest. Nobody talks about the oil. And do you know what happens when you sign a contract with Islam? You become the tail. Our poll taxes and our economic system and the New Deals is a white Islamic system. It's just with white people, that's all. That's what was placed on us. Remember the six beasts, the seven heads, the beasts with all the heads coming out, and the beast that died gave its power to the next beast? Well, that happened clear from Garden of Eden to now. That's what's happening. And that you see that in the Middle East. The Ottoman Empire died. It created Turkey. Ottoman Empire gave Turkey. And there's some in-betweens there, but by and large, the transference of power and wealth goes from one republic or empire or monarchy to another. They rise and fall. And they pass it on. It never stops. The Babylonian mystery religions. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because historically we want to look at the geographic area of the Middle East. Historically. We want to look. We want to broaden our minds so expansive that we set ourselves apart in knowledge and thought process. Scripture is very clear on that. Although this isn't a scripture class, but it's very clear on the geographical locations, very specific. Now look at the United States. Look what's the wars in the Middle East and Islam, the beheadings and Christians and Jews being slaughtered in the Middle East and so forth. Very important. I'm going to X out of this. Now let's move on to the classes here. I want to give you kind of a rundown of the classes. There's a lot of stories in this classes, a lot of stories. There's an agreement. There's 29 chapters. Here's forms. Everybody asks, well, what about forms? I need the forms. Well, I have forms. I give you a bunch of forms. And so you got a bunch of motions, prohibit, reference, and make the state, instruct the jury, reasons for defense. There's a lot of forms here, motions. You can build and tailor them to yourself. Final orders. Number one, remember this. If I write and have a pencil paper ready. Excuse me. Journalized final orders. Journalized is the order finalized and journalized in the book. Now in Ohio, the appeals court and the Supreme Court said it must be journalized and to be a final appealable order. It has to be journalized. Now these judges ain't doing it on purpose. Or they're doing it on purpose not to do this. And when you look at all the areas that are not journalized versus journalized, you find it only 2 or 3 places are journalized, and a whole bunch of other places are not journalized to keep all these appeal questions out. But you know what that does? It opens the door for this. The civil rights class. We're going to be getting that in the next video. And here is employment trial notebook. And here is massive amount of complaints. A lot of federal, state, tort complaints. Why did I put all these complaints in here? Because by the time you get done with reading these complaints, your mind will be able to read these complaints and write them. Videos. Let's go to the videos. There's one. That's just simple. Let me go back here to employment rights. Let's see what I got here. Recording wise. Videos. There are 8+ hours in videos just in this one chapter. These are all videos. I'll open this one. I'll just kind of give an illustration. All right, here we are. We are back. It's 7/40/18/2016. A lot of things have been happening. See that? Is he prohibited from acting that way under the First Amendment? So there's videos. All the classes, my classes come with videos. Okay, this is civil rights. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to get out of here. We're going to go back to this here. So all the forms, I have classes, I have recordings in this. These are MPs. This one here's got one and two. All right, here we go. We are on the last and final chapter here. Subpoenas. There's a couple subpoenas. So I go through all that. I'm just kind of scrolling through it fast. Well, here is fast oral written motions and PDFN documents. What is court papers? Your rights as a pro se litigator. So James Holmes, PDF forms, study from. There's a few of those. Federalizing your case. Federalizing your pro se case. Federalizing your case. How to get it to the second stage. I want to federalize my case at the lower level. I want to bring. So what I want to do is I want to show all the violations you did, and they do a lot. Trust me, they do a lot. So I object law classes 2 weeks, 5 days. You say, well, I possibly can't. We're going to shrink this down. I possibly can't figure out what I need. I need something right now. Okay, well, what phase are you in? Well, I'm at the grand jury. I just got indicted. We'll go to the grand jury chapter. Let's take a look. Recordings. What do I got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. Let's see what I got in grand jury. All right, here we go. This is the revenge law class. I think they're pretty good. Attachment A from analyzing phone toll information directly participating requiring judicial. This co-conspirator had engaged in fraud in connection with Wilson, acknowledged by signing, warn him that the federal law makes it a crime punishable by up to 10 years imprisonment or $250,000 fine or both to obstruct criminal investigation. It is a crime punishable up to 10 years imprisonment. Oh, I ain't going to read that. Carl Demler is a long-time acquaintance of Polson and a witness of A, previously owned a bar and restaurant. This guy here is a 32nd degree Mason. He's in here. He got busted for doing some crazy stuff. I won't go into that, but you know, we got grand jury. Oh, I'm in grand jury. Well, here's, is that going to open it? I think the file just crashed. I'll back out of there. So I have videos. So we say, well, I'm in, I need the rules of evidence. We'll go to rules of evidence. Okay, got to go to rules of evidence. Let's go down to the recordings real quick here. I got 7 hours just in evidence. I'm going to open up. I'm going to play this, see if I can play it. Who knows? I didn't allow the program to get out or in or out, so. For safety's sake and all the people of the state of Michigan enact. It's a real life case here anyways. I got a student that did that, so he says, well, I got to go to court, trial by court. Well, here's trial by court, and so in this case here I pled out the police officer's report. And here is basic element events plotted out from note. This is my own personal thing I brought in, and I pled this out. And there's all these things in here that has to be pled out. And I looked at what he had to say and broke them down to individual one-liners and statements. You can do the same thing. Pretty simple. I'll go back to. There's the total hours, by the way. This is the jury class. The jury class has 3 weekdays, 19 hours and 27 seconds. There's 3 days. So you get 3 days of the jury class. My fault. I thought it was 4 days. Well, it's 3 weeks, 19 hours, or 19 hours, yeah, or 27 seconds, something like that. My eyes are messing with me here. So you got like 3 days on jury. So I'm going to get out of there real quick here. Let's see here. Transcript 1. Break down the facts. Kingsoft Writer or Open Office. I should put that in there. Kingsoft. I'm opening this with Kingsoft right now. Breaking down the statement, the police statement, typed it all out, looked what it did, and I broke it down into little categories. So, post-conviction. Well, I was found guilty. I need help. Well, here's what I would do. I'd go over here to recordings. I got 6 hours of post-conviction. All right. Cattle and from one place to another. That's all. Criminal organizational system predicated on genocide, extermination, and so forth. And that's where we're in We are in post-conviction, so we got post-conviction material, and they come in MP3s. All the classes come in MP3s. So with that said, they come in MP3s. Post-conviction, I got ABA Penal Code, standards for post-conviction, so forth. Bad Ohio Pro Se cases, forfeiture, defending expert witness, defeating expert witness. If you got an expert witness testifying against you, read these cases. Pay very close attention how the expert witness was destroyed. A lot of rules and techniques in there. Or a lot of techniques: collateral attack against the states, statutes and fees, criminal sentencing. So he says, why I'm in criminal sentencing? Well, let's take a look. Winning transcripts, another technique or trip. Now, I've had a student that used one of these. I won't say what it is because, you got to keep. I told him the idea. He went and found a case very similar to his, and he went and let's go to Missouri versus Fry, and it's a DUI case. And he took the Supreme Court arguments and incorporated into his motions, pleadings, and examination and cross-examination. Winning transcripts, converted his case into that. Here's U.S. versus Gant. Very important, very important. There is no winning transcript higher than the winning transcript, period, at the Supreme Court. Direct examination, I got a direct examination, how do I do that? All these things in here that there's 28 chapters that has to be considered. 28, 29 forms, statutory construction. I'm going to back this up here. Let's see, I want a list. Okay. Rules of evidence. So we'll go through this historical migration. There's software in here. I basically talk about these are old, don't use them, but I'm just showing you use what's this one here? This is VLC. I'm sorry, VLC. Here's links to basic links, trackers, if we're and if there's something in here don't work, then go to Kingsoft or OpenOffice. Eventually, I'm going to get rid of all the documents and just have all PDFs. That way, there's no problems. So, historical migration. Should I hire government? The answer's in the Bible. Very important. Chapter 1, extraction of files, Missouri versus Fry. Basically, I'm doing research looking in areas to should I hire government? I'm looking at areas to build my trial notebook. That's why you have that. It's kind of random, but as I go on, we get more into William O. Douglas material, statements from William O. Douglas, William Blackstone, and all tyrannical governments, the Supreme Court magistrate, or the right both of making and enforcing laws is vested in one and the same man, or one and the same body of men wherever those two powers are united together. There can be no public lib, William Blackstone. Man must necessarily be subject to the laws of his creator, for he is entirely a dependent being, and consequently, as a man depends absolutely upon his maker for everything, it is necessary that he should in all points conform to his maker's will, Blackstone. No laws are binding on the human subject which assault the body or violate the conscience, William Blackstone. Why go to our common law? Let's go to our common law. Download William Blackstone. Wendell Oliver Holmes. Blackstone again. The law is the witness and external the spot of the moral life. Its history is the history of the moral development of the race. Oliver Wendell Holmes. Lawyers spend a great deal of Temsec, that's because it's shoveling smoke, Oliver Wendell Holmes. Basically, it should be crap. The reason it looks that way is because it was going from one format to another. So I put Brandeis. Behind every argument is someone's ignorance. Louis D. Brandeis. He's told that to the lawyers. Neutrality at times is graver sin than belligerence. Brandeis. Scriptures. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and good understanding have all they do that is his commandments, and praise endureth forever. So I have that. I mean, so I have a lot of material on here. Going to the court by the numbers. Very important. Supreme Court put this in here. Look at this. These are the appeals courts. This is how many courts these appeals judges have. I'm going to X that out. So there's an enormous amount of cases every year. Look at the statewide cases. There's 11.2 million people. There was 11.5 million people in the state of Ohio. And look at the cases, how many cases are in there. So you divide this 10,000, 11.5. It's like 1 in 25 is going to court. And it gets worse. As time goes on, it gets worse. Numbers go up. Just depends. So I put that in there. Very important number, going to court by the numbers. Now, these are some of the highlights, high points and so forth. So you got constitutional research, trial notebook, code pleading, very important, biblical law, legal research, public records, extraordinary remedies, comity, grand jury, Hamlin Ryan indictments, inmates' rights. I'm going to go to inmates' rights. Let's take a look at the recordings. 12 hours of inmates' rights. Same with MP3s. Now, the people have used this and gotten people kicked out of jail and prison. This is a fact. Statutes that may govern inmates' rights. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's more discovery in the statutes than there are in the rules, in my opinion. Federal law protecting inmates' rights. Federal standards of prisons, jails, jail inspections, jail standards, tuberculosis in jail, American Disabilities Act. Inmates' rights food, American Bar treatment for inmates, inmates' rights phones, inmate rights case law, my complaint, federal exhibits, air tab, 42 USC lawsuits. Inmates' rights, you got requests for civil complaint, federal cover sheet. I'll show you how to fill this out. Basically, this one here is already done. I do a video of this. I show you how to fill these out. This is important. I show you how to pretty much do everything in the other class, or the civil rights class. With that being said, we have, I'm going to get out of here. So there's 12 hours of that, discovery by statute. There's 29 chapters you can see, statutory instruction, appeals. Take a look at the appeals. There are 9 hours on writing and appeals. There are 9 MP3s. And there's a federal appeals checklist, federal appeals court. You know, if a guy could take this one chapter, he's got to appeal. He's got to pay a public defender or a lawyer $5,000-$10,000 to do an appeal. I don't know what it's worth to you, but you do the math. Errors to appeal, recordings. Let's see, free stuff, standards of review. There's a lot of free information in here. I mean, a lot of it's open source or out there you can just download. I'm not selling that to you, so I'm not selling this to you. And remember, some of the material that was originally in the class, and when you go through the videos, is not there. But it's not catastrophic. It's just some things I had to remove because of issues or things I was concerned with. Post-conviction, closing arguments. Closing arguments. There's 2 hours on closing arguments. Objections, recordings on objections. There's 4 hours. Let's see here. Objection, case law, trial, statutes, federal, let's see, code pleading, statutory interpretation, pleaded out facts, federal exhibits, PDF questions, an officer, federal complaint rules, objection, trial statutes, objection, case law. There's 2 cases I put in there. Free working papers, objections and evidence. You go download this yourself. There's free working papers that shows you objection, incompetent, incomplete, fails to state a claim, fails to state grounds. Objection, irrelevant, has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Objection, immaterial, may have relevance to a matter at hand, but is not important. Objection, vain repetition. Objection, illegal. Objection, admissibility. Objection, unfair prejudice, Your Honor. Objection, confusing the issue. Objection, misleading the jury or court. Objection, undue delay. Objection, waste of time. Objection, needless presentation of cumulative evidence. And I have, let's see, from Pepperdine Law, free, Craig Lee, months of trial objections from beginning to end, the handbook for civil and criminal trials. Purpose of the trial objection, time, specificity, pretrial motions, objections, objection during jury selection. See what I'm saying? Let's go down here and see if we can find some easy objections. See if they're listed. Purpose of the trial objection. See, maybe they're not. They're just talking about it. I mean, I'm not selling this to you, but it's free. I put that in there so you can have a reference point. Where is... Here, I made a lot of objections in here. This is my police report broke down from 2007. What ultimately led to this right here. That case I broke down led to this class right here and the federal lawsuit, Kirk versus Muskingum. I didn't want to do it, but they wanted to do it. Yeah, okay. X out of there. Any rate, so that led to this right here. And that's what we're going to be talking about here in a little bit. Okay, federal rules of objections. Federal criminal rules for objections. I went to the federal rules and I looked at every place I could find, or a lot of the places I could find on objections. Here's everywhere I could find an objection. I pled out all the objections, and now you got the rules talking about objections. So I just did a word search and put them all together, top to bottom. Now there might be that's a little older, but you get the trick. So if you have a jury trial or a trial notebook you got to put together, it's important to do it quickly. Federal objections. Put those together. Objections to court calling or examining a witness, either, whatever it says. I'm just kind of hitting at random. Here's rules for objection. Take a look at this. Rules for objections. Stand up, be a man, tell the judge that I object, state real, exact grounds citing the legal rule, give one sentence explanation, allow your opponent to speak without interruption, remain standing until the judge rules on the objection, accept the judge's ruling gracefully, again restate the objection, then go file. If you don't like it, file. Tactics for making objection, reason to object. You are certain that you'll be sustained. Evidence hurts your case. You need to protect your witnesses from misleading questions asked during cross-examination. Objection, Your Honor. Prejudicial. You wish to disrupt the opponent. You need to preserve pretrial motion or previous objection. So I have some neat things in here. Responding to objection. Reasons for withdrawal, rephrase a question. This is important. Meaning and making objections. Here we go. Meaning and making objections. Ambiguous. Answer non-responsive. Asked and answered, Your Honor. Objection. Your Honor, objection. Best evidence rule violated. Objection. Confession. Voluntary. C. Confession. Confusion of the issue, Your Honor. Objection. Confrontation clause, Your Honor. Objection. He's fighting the witnesses. Objection, compound question that contains two or more questions within a single sentence. Your Honor, objection. Comment on the evidence by the judge, objection. Continuing running, objection. Cross-examination to show bias, improperly denied. See Davis versus Alaska. Cross-examination denied by trial court, limiting counsel's contact with witness, objection, Delaware. Cumulative evidence needlessly in that it falls to aid the previously admitted evidence. Trial objections. Trial objections, forms. Argumentative, ambiguous, asked and answered, assumes the facts not in the evidence, Your Honor, objection. Badgering the witness. Your Honor, it's too broad, I can't understand it. Objection, compound question. Objection, offer to compromise, conclusion, confusion. Exceeds the scope of direct, Your Honor. Objection, guilty plea, harassing, hearsay, improper, leading question, misleading. With that, my friends, this is the first class. It's 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 5 days or so. And we're going to go ahead and tag on out of here, and we're going to be done here with this video. So you get an idea. There are a lot of stories in here to be read and listened to. I've had one student. I've had a lot of stories, but I'll tell you one story about one student. I'm sorry. His name's Mr. Green. He's a friend of mine. He's a student. He got thrown out of jail. Now, he filed inmates paperwork asking for a low library because, indeed, he had to look up the statute and the evidence rules. And the judge kicked him out. Kicked him out of jail. And that's happened before. That's other people. A guy out in California got kicked out of prison. But he was following the rules, did the proper paperwork. It was granted, and he got kicked out. There's a lot of that going on here. There's one student got in trouble for guns and didn't go to prison, but he had to pay a fine. Took a long time to research. He liked the research. He said, well, I'll go and look this up myself. He looks it up, and he uses the class, and we're helping him, and there's a lot of people helping him, and so forth. And he ultimately, he does not go to prison. With that being said, I'm going to go back here and open this up here. This is Law Jams DIY Center. Download the PDFs. Contact me. 740-291-9170. lawjam@gmx.com. Contact the Law Jam, and if you're interested in taking the classes, like I said, I'll have some videos. I'll have this video up here, and you can read this, and don't want to make it too long. There's a lot of other material in there, a lot of stories, my own experience. There's drones. Well, first of all, let's recap. Some of the material is missing, but you see it in video. I had to make changes. There's drone subjects. There's drone stories in there. I believe there's drone stories in there. There's or did I do that on a show where I talked about drones? I may have done that live on a broadcast where I talked about drones being as trespassers under the common law. There's my case, my civil rights case, the traffic stop, sealing, the perjury, the filing the suit, what I had to go through, the process servers, what happened to them. I had to go clear to Columbus, 70 miles away to deliver. Almost had to sue Otterbein College because of what the officer did there. The U.S. Marshals can't get in the building. They finally got in the building. Judge Graham's do's and don'ts. There's a lot of information in there. So you can take and use PayPal if you'd like. And just if you got any questions, give me contact me. Craig Kirk, send me an email. Now remember, I'm going to recap here. Got some PDFs. Go to the bottom. If you need help right away, Dropbox it. I'll get it immediately. You can go to the class page. Scroll down here. If you need just the tutoring, $100, simple, couple hours, you got tutoring. I'll take your word for it. It takes 3 days to clear on my end or so, but I'll give you the tutoring up front. I won't have to wait unless you can wait. If you want to help do the trial notebook, take a look at this video. We'll have it up here in a minute. And you can see the trial notebooks if you need that, which everybody that ever has to deal with this should really have one. Because outside of that, it just becomes very difficult and miserable. All right, we have went over the first class here, I Object Law class. 29 chapters, a lot of material in here, winning transcripts, a lot of information. Remember, at the county, city, village, township, and borough level, they use the policy and the home rule. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have not seen a case, and it might exist, but it has not. I have not seen a case where the government hasn't broke the law. And we're going to touch on that real quick here. See if we can get this to play.
Well, the law, as I saw it at that time, was broken, and as I see it today, I still see that the justice system of this country is severely broken and does not offer anything except a promise.
Why is it broken? Because Islam has creeped into our legal system. And as you go through my material and see what I'm talking about, you'll catch on. You'll see how long it's been there. It's been there since the 30s. The Federal Rules of Civil Procedure in 38.
Empty promise to people of liberty and justice for all. It is not there. People can't get justice in this country. People believe that they can get justice until they need it, and then they can't get it. I've been involved in the trial of cases against governments in defending people, little people, and even occasionally big people. And I have never, hear me, I have never once been in a single case over a period of 60 years in the courtrooms of this country that the government hasn't violated the law or misused its power.
And that is why I put this class together. And they do it on purpose. They do it, and our job is to prevent it. And if not, we're going to capitalize on it. All right, this is Law Jams. This is the first introduction video to the classes, and this will be uploaded here in a little bit. I appreciate you taking the time and looking at it. Thank you so much. And with that, my friends, we are going to go ahead and stop this video and process it and upload it. And be safe. Do not put yourself in danger or harm's way with law enforcement, whatever you do. Give the judge respect. Be nice to people. Christ-like, you know. With that being said, my friends, I am going to stop this and process, and see you on the next video.